A very warm welcome to you. This is Newsroom series, this edition covering Nigeria's Northeast. Thank you for staying tuned. I am Bukola Koka. Our day's top story. The administrator of Rivers State, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete-Bas, has called for a stronger punishment of oil thieves to curb the rampant economic sabotage crippling Nigeria's oil and gas sector. The administrator stated this on Friday while hosting the Senate Committee on Incessant Crude Oil Theft, led by its chairman, Senator Ned Nwoko, at the Government House in Port Harcourt. Retired Vice Admiral Ibas stressed that weak punishment for offenders emboldens criminality, depriving the nation of critical revenue required for development. He commended the committee's mandate to investigate oil theft across producing states and terminals, expressing confidence that their recommendations would strengthen Nigeria's economic base. The administrator also says that Rivers State is making significant progress in reducing pipeline vandalism through improved intelligence gathering and interagency coordination. And more from the oil sector, as the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited has shut down the Port Harcourt Refining Company for a scheduled maintenance and sustainability assessment. NNPC Limited says it is working closely with all relevant stakeholders, including the Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, to ensure the maintenance and assessment activities are carried out efficiently and transparently. The company says it remains steadfast in its commitment to delivering sustainable energy security for Nigeria, promising to provide regular updates through official channels, including the company's website, media platforms, and public statements. In Taraba State, Governor Abu Kefas has condemned in the strongest terms the violence in Karim Lamido communities, where many people reportedly lost their lives and properties following an attack by suspected bandits on Friday night. Describing the carnage as horrendous and unacceptable, Governor Kefas said such occurrences only dragged the state backwards. The governor assures the state of his administration's resolve to continue prioritizing security above anything else, noting that the safety of the citizenry remains his main job. He notes further that all necessary measures have been put in place to nip the escalation of hostilities and bring all troublemakers to justice. The attack took place on Friday evening when the locals were returning from their farmlands, and it comes a few weeks after the death of two farmers in Bandawa community, also in Karim Lamido local government area. While appealing for calm, Governor Kefas urged citizens to be conscious of their environment and report all suspicious movements to law enforcement agencies. Senior Army officers were in high spirits as the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, announced the induction of combat enablers into the Army's operations to end terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. The Chief of Army Staff made the pronouncement during the closing ceremony of the first biannual COAS conference in Maiduguri, where he noted that there is the need for Nigerians to understand that the strength of the Nigerian army does not lie solely in the weapons that place on the battlefield, but more in the will of gallant soldiers who wield them.
I therefore make bold to state that the objectives of this first biannual conference have likely been achieved, judging by the well-articulated inputs and contributions that have surpassed my expectations. Concerted efforts will be made to implement the suggested measures in our current and future engagements. As a fallout of our deliberations, the Nigerian Army will, in the coming weeks, induct more combat enablers into our operations. However, we need to understand that the strength of the Nigerian army does not solely lie in the weapons we place on the battlefield, but rather in the will of our soldiers who wield them.
The Adamawa state government, in collaboration with the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, has stepped up efforts to reach out to more malnourished children in communities affected by conflict under the Emergency Food and Nutrition Security Intervention Project. The program, which is also supported by the government of Norway, targets all vulnerable children in the state.
One of the most visible consequences of prolonged insurgency and crisis in parts of Adamawa State is the alarming rate of malnutrition among children, often leading to stunted growth and long-term health complications. In response, a nutrition intervention exercise was flagged off in Yola South local government area. The initiative features the distribution of Tom Brown nutrition packages, a fortified food blend aimed at improving child nutrition and preventing relapses into malnutrition.
This program is uniquely designed not only to prevent, but also to guarantee or to assure that even after treatment of malnutrition, the child doesn't relapse. It is designed in such a way that there is a community awareness and engagement at the beginning of the rollout, which we took a lot of weeks to be doing, and we'll continue to use all our platform to create that needed awareness.
The field officer of FAO in Adamawa State, Abdullahi Usman, highlights the organization efforts to promote local production of Tom Brown, not only to sustain the program, but also to empower communities economically.
Women are selected, vulnerable households are selected and trained on the local recipes of producing this Tom Brown. All the raw materials used here are locally sourced. These are things that you can get in our markets. So the aim is to empower them and also to fight malnutrition. Then to ensure that these our children under 5 that are facing malnutrition are supported to come out of the mom and some cases that they are facing.
Also speaking, the district head of Yola South, Zubairu Bawuro Mustafa, encourages mothers to make the most of the intervention for the health and the future of their children.
Daga zuwan su duniya har su girma da ku ake kuma sauki ake so a yi muku don yaro ya zama yana da lafiya. In yana da lafiya wallahi baki da wahala.
The Commissioner for Health and Human Services in Adamawa, Felix Dagwami, reaffirms the commitment of Governor Umaru Fintiri's administration to addressing malnutrition and improving child health.
This year again, they want us to scale it up, and the governor has released the sum of 300 million already to help fight malnutrition, and we are going to have product worth 600 million in Adamawa State. I think this is very, very important. We want to thank the governor for this. And again, one peculiar thing is Adamawa is still the first to release such money in the whole federation. So that shows how serious the governor is concerned about the health of people in Adamawa State.
The event culminates into the symbolic distribution of Tom Brown nutrition packages by the Commissioner, FAO representatives, and traditional leaders, marking another milestone in the state's battle against child malnutrition.
As part of efforts to boost Yobe State's economy, Governor May Malabuni has constructed 7 ultra-modern markets across major cities in the last 6 years of his administration to boost the state's economy. The ultra-modern markets, which comprise about 400 shops each, have an administrative block, warehouses, firefighting houses, mosques, and a police outpost. The Commissioner for Housing and Urban Development in the state, architect Hamed Buba, explains that 3 out of the 7 have been commissioned and put to use, while the 4 newly constructed ultra-modern markets have reached about 95% completion stage and will be ready for commissioning soon.
Governor Buni's administration has successfully constructed 7 ultra-modern markets strategically located across key cities in Yobe State. Each market complex boasts approximately 400 shops, administrative blocks, warehouses, firefighting stations, mosques and police outposts, reinforcing both commercial and civic infrastructure. 3 of the markets have already been commissioned and are in operation. The remaining 4 are about 95% complete and are scheduled for commissioning soon. The inspection tour of these projects kicks off at the nearly completed Ngalda ultra-modern market in Fika local government area. From there, the officials proceed to Pottiscombe, the commercial hub of the state, where a similar structure nears completion.
We have achieved at least 90 to 95% of the work. The next step to be taken now is the road construction. Inshallah, by the next 2 weeks, everything will be ready for commissioning.
At the Yunusari ultra-modern market in Yusuf Fari local government area, the delegation is guided around the facilities by the site contractor, who details the progress of the construction. And in Gaydam, a border town with Niger Republic, the commissioner commends the contractors for adhering to quality standards while directing minor structural adjustments to ensure the project aligns with design specifications.
So His Excellency, upon coming on board, have kind of identified the most important things Yobe is missing, and he kind of initiated what would assist the state in terms of reboosting our economy. So these markets, as you can see, are now becoming real. Afterwards, he further on initiated additional markets, which we visited earlier. That of Ngalda is almost 98% completed, and that of Yunusari again.
These projects His Excellency initiated to boost the economic and then support the people of that particular communities. I believe it's more or less the state government that built it, but he built it for them. It's now their responsibility to take care and make the best use of all the facilities.
The team also assesses ongoing works at Atiku Abubakar College of Education, Legal and Islamic Studies in Nguru.
In this our college, we have a mass renovation of the administrative block, 3 lecture theaters, 2 student hostels, 1 for female and the other for male student, as well as other lecture rooms.
Now, after about 20 years of the mosque is coming to fruition, I think this is a very good development for the Yobe Islamic Center and, of course, the people of Yobe State.
The day's activities conclude with inspections of the newly built Bureau for Public Procurement complex, the renovated leather and polythene bags company, and upgrades at the Public Administration Department of the Yobe State University, among other projects in the state's capital.
Welcome back. The Taraba state government has directed the recertification of all certificates of occupancy across the state to ensure compliance with the new developmental master plan. The state government says the initiative is part of efforts to ensure proper land reforms that will make all land documents current and conform with digital land administration. There's a crucial meeting between the Taraba state government and the 16 local government chairmen to formally introduce the state's new comprehensive development master plan, a blueprint that encompasses all local government areas and development areas in the state. Governor Abu Kefas emphasizes that no part of the state will be excluded in the march towards sustainable development. He notes that his administration will place special focus on an infrastructure revolution to transform the socio-economic landscape of Taraba.
Every local government have a master plan. And at the end of today or tomorrow, they will package the master plans for you to take to your various local government. As a result of this, I urge every one of you to be candid, to be thorough, and to be focused on what the future holds for all of us and the people of Taraba.
Taking the lead in implementing this ambitious plan is the Taraba State Geographic Information System. The Director General of the agency, Mark Joshua, outlines the plan with land reform as the starting point and immediate plans to recertify all certificates of occupancy.
There are abuse of COO by some people. Probably you collected a COO in this office for residential. You end up building what? Filling station. Did you consider that? So we need to look at what you have in line with the master plan that the state has committed so much resources on it to make sure that the resources committed into our master plan did not go in vain. We want to follow the master plan by doing what? This certification will guide us to know what was segmented according to the master plan. Is it what we are following? If it's not what we are following, what do? We'll go back to drawing board and do the needful.
He discloses further that land reforms will not only enhance investor confidence and boost internally generated revenue through revamped ground rents, but also play a role in addressing security challenges.
Apart from giving you the certificate of occupancy, this office is open. Whether you are ready for offer letter or where some people call it right of occupancy or certificate of occupancy, if you are not ready, you are supposed to come to this office and register your property, where you'll be given an ID number. We call our property identification number. What are we trying to achieve? By the time you have a property identification number, you know that even the security agency can use it. It's an identity for who and who do we have.
The state government makes it clear from now on, all developmental projects must align with the newly established master plan, a move expected to ensure structured growth and orderly development across Taraba State. The Yobe state government is promising to provide shelter for resident doctors in the state in order to enhance their productivity. The State Commissioner for Housing and Urban Development, Mr. Ahmed Buba, disclosed this while inspecting the newly completed doctors' quarters constructed by the state government at the Federal Medical Center in Nguru in the state. The 268 million naira project, signed in July 2024, is aimed at mitigating the housing deficit faced by the federal government's health institution. The state government is collaborating with the federal government to deliver the project and provide road network within the quarters.
Officials of the Yobe state government, led by the State Commissioner for Housing and Urban Development, are at the Federal Medical Center, Nguru, to inspect the just completed doctors' quarters. They are received by the medical director of the center, who speaks of the housing deficit faced by doctors in the health institution.
Lack of befitting accommodation has been shown as topmost one of the reasons why our doctors, especially the young ones, don't stay. We cannot thank His Excellency. We'll continue to thank him. I don't know which word to use, but that simple word, thank you, on behalf of my staff and my team and all the entire staff of Federal Medical Center Guru for actualizing our dream of having these houses.
The state government collaborated with the federal government to deliver the project, and the commissioner explains plans to provide road network within the quarters, as well as a plan to build quarters for the resident doctors in the state.
This particular project reflects the state government commitment in improving service delivery, especially that of health, and in addressing some of these problems that our medical personnel have been experiencing in the state.
The team later proceeded to inspect the completed 5 blocks of staff quarters.
Undoubtedly, hard work pays, but honesty sometimes pays even better. And this is the case with 37-year-old Abubakar Abdullahi Mayus, a civil defense personnel with the Adamawa State Command, who found a bag containing foreign currency forgotten by an intending female pilgrim from Taraba State at the Yola International Airport and returned same to the owner. And as a result of this act of honesty, the Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Dr. Hamid Abubakar, has promoted him from the rank of Corps Assistant 2 to Corps Assistant 1 with a cash gift of 100,000 naira. Speaking at a parade to honor him at the command headquarters in Yola, the state capital, the state commandant, Idris Dahiru Bande, who decorated the diligent corps officer on behalf of the commandant general, commends him for his honesty and exemplary character, even in the face of economic hardship.
The message I have for Nigerians and other sister security agencies, not only the civil defense, we should try and emulate the kind character, habit this young officer exhibited this time around at the Hajj Commission. You see, there are good people everywhere, every day. There are good people. No matter where you go, there are good people. This boy has exhibited a very good character. We are very proud of him, and we are urging all other citizens to also emulate this kind of habit. It is a very good, and that will make our country better. The Commandant General always talked of the staff welfare, and he has done that. Apart from this promotion for this young chap, I'm sure when I discussed with the Commandant General the day before yesterday, he is planning for something big again for this young chap.
I'm very grateful, sir, to the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Taala who gave me this opportunity to do these wonderful things in life. And I also thank my Commandant General and my State Commandant, and I pledge, inshallah, I will serve my country, inshallah, and I will continue serving with honest, inshallah.
A fine way to anchor on the program today and indeed for the entire week. Thank you for being there, and we urge you to join us again same time next week when we'll bring you another round of editions covering different regions of the country. I am Bukola Koka. Bye for now.